Okay, on this video we're going to look at how to find an inverse equation. Our original f of x will be equal to 2/3 x plus 4. I had already rewritten it with the y equals 2/3 x plus 4. Now I swap my x and my y, so I now have x equals 2/3 y plus 4, and I can solve it. My problem is I don't want to solve it. If I start with 2/3 x plus 4, I can go to y equals, on my calculator I can go to y equals, and I can type in parentheses 2 divided by 3, parentheses, x plus 4. That will show me the graph, no problem. I know kind of where the inverse will be. It will be along the xy axis. It will be reflected across the xy axis. But that doesn't really help me come up with the equation that I need. So what I do is I go to the table and I take two numbers, and in this case I'm going to take 0, 4, that's one of the points, and then another point is 3, 6. And you'll notice that I took whole points, whole numbers. I didn't pick any of those with the decimals because it becomes much more difficult. Now, what I know about inverse equations, if these are on the original line, that on the inverse line I will have the numbers 4, 0 and 6, 3. So now what I need to do is I'll look at line 1 and line 2 in my calculator, and I will plot 4, 6, and then 0, 3 for my y. So I'll go over to stat, and I'll want to edit that, but I first have to clear my list because I have some in there. So I'll hit second L1, enter. Now that list is done, and I'll do stat, clear list, second L2, and now that list is clear. So now I can go into stat and edit. And so now I want 4 and 6 as my x values. My y values will be at 0 and 3. Once I have that entered, I can hit stat, go over to calc, go down to my regular line because I know I have a line, and hit enter. Now I will have y equals ax plus b, where a equals 1.5 and b equals -6. So my equation becomes y equals 1.5x minus 6. And if I graph this, and I go up here, I'll graph this, and I will again use well, no, I don't need to, I'll just use 1.5x minus 6. And when I graph the second line, you will note it's the inverse of the first. My first point's at 0, 4, this one is at 4, 0. And so therefore I've got my line fairly easily. And so when I rewrite this, I will write my f inverse of x. My inverse function of x is equal to 1.5x minus 6. Or I could have done, if I wanted to use fractions, I could have said 3/2 x, that's 1.5 minus 6. Okay, thank you.